What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. It is Friday, May 30th, the final Friday in May. We're about to go into June. This is a very exciting time. We got a lot of news to cover. There's some, I guess, third-party announcements, at least one in particular, that is particularly eye-opening and exciting. And of course, we have Hot Toys announcements and even an InArt announcement. InArt is back, baby. And we got to talk about this. Natalie, Dean, it's so good to have both you here. We're about to be in June. This is absolutely insane that we're about to be into June. Like, we're almost halfway through the year. We're going to be in 2026. Like,
I know.
Natalie, those are like the years that, wasn't it Back to the Future? They were talking about the 2020s, right? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Like, we're in the future.
I feel like, so again, you know what? I shouldn't even bring it up because I always get roasted when I talk about Terminator. So I don't know why I keep bringing
yeah,
it
you
up.
do get roasted. Rather than Terminator, you're kryptonite.
But wasn't Terminator like, I'm from the future and he comes back from like 2021 or something?
Something like that. Yeah, exactly. If that's what the future looks like, I want no part of it. But I do want endoskeleton.
I'll take that future over the one.
I do want the die-cast endoskeleton, but
all these tariffs.
That's true. That's not with the tariffs, though. Yeah, because you're right. Predator hit me pretty hard with that tariff. So he hit me like his little bolt action through his little gun thing. That fucked me up big time with $189 from FedEx.
He hunted you and he got you.
The U.S. government did. Yeah. So it was not a good time. But I will say, I have a very important question for both of you.
No.
Very important.
Oh my God. I swear
Dean,
to God, if you ask
Natalie,
me about buttered bread, I'm going to punch you.
Buttered bread. So I had these potato chips, right? Not a sponsor, but not a sponsor. But I have to see, these are, of course, no one's surprised. These are the basic, most like, of course, bland chips that you can get. But I like them because they're good for my stomach. I have to ask you, Natalie, Dean, if you were on a desert island and they put you out there and said you can only have one potato chip to live off of, which chip would it be? I'll start with you, Natalie.
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay, round of applause. That's actually an excellent choice. Excellent choice. Dean, what's your choice?
It has to be made of potato?
Yeah. What other chips are there? What do you mean?
Hey, there's veggie straws. There's
tortilla chips.
Well, I mean, yeah, if not that. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
These are pretty good. Party size.
Yeah, because aren't those corn chips? Those aren't potato chips.
Oh, look at him with his like.
Dean
give him a curling mustache.
So pinky out. He just pretends to not
Yes,
be.
I'm fat. I know my food. Come on.
Dean is a food connoisseur, dude. That's what Dean.
Bro, if you can track down, I don't know how easy it would be for you to get these.
Yeah.
But it's a brand of chips called Julio's.
Oh, I do know those. They're fucking incredible.
Julio's are insane.
They had them at Walmart, but they got rid of them. And
they're not cheap either. They're pretty expensive.
They're like kind
as
of
far
like
as chips go.
They're like Dorito-like. They're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they're like,
yeah, they're a little more naked than Doritos.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have a really nice seasoning on them. Fuck,
dude. No,
so
preaching to
good.
the choir. I know about Julio's. I'm a Julio's guy, but I haven't seen them in a while over here.
I wasn't sure if it was like a Texas thing or like a, I don't know how far the reaches of Julio's goes out there.
Natalie, what do you know about Julio's? Have you ever had Julio's?
I don't think so. I'd have to look it up. Actually, let me look it up.
Because, that's actually how I, before I cut
when it's
a
an
bunch of weight.
off-kilter brand like that. Literally, I typed in Julio and it was the first thing is Julio's chips. No, I've never had these.
So Natalie, before I ended up cutting about 15 pounds of weight, the reason I gained so much weight is because I used to eat so many potato chips late at night before bed. I would just snack and down those things. Like you're not supposed to eat late at night. Isn't that the rule? Like, because your body doesn't process it. And then you just,
your metabolism slows down when you sleep.
So what's funny, what's funny is, and I think I said this like last year.
Yeah.
So I had dropped like 20 pounds last year because I was
that deserves a round of applause.
I was intermittent fasting and I was doing all this stuff and I was like, whatever. Anyway, and I did it opposite. I didn't eat for the first 18 hours, but that includes, resting when you're sleeping, right? So I wasn't eating for like the first 18 hours of the day. So starting from midnight, actually it was probably longer than that. I wouldn't eat until dinner. And then from dinner till bedtime, I was eating whatever I wanted. So obviously you're not going to ingest thousands of calories unless like you're intentionally going to do it. But I'd eat dinner and then I'd have like whatever I wanted because why not? I only had like a window of time. It was like 2 hours and it was right before bed. And I dropped 20 pounds. Like,
is that healthy though? Are you supposed to fast all day like that?
I didn't do it every single day. It was the day. Intermittent fasting is like 2 or 3 days a week.
Because I was cutting for a while, Natalie, and I was at a 25% caloric deficit. I did it for about 7 weeks before I was like, okay.
It's freaking hard. So eventually you kind of get used to it. And then once your body goes into ketosis, then it's a lot easier to do. Plus coffee and caffeine, like you can have as much coffee as you want. You can, drink water. Obviously nobody likes water. I don't, Will.
That's all I drink.
Water chicken kind of guy.
No, you fill this up now and you just drink it all day. That's what you do.
Right.
It gives you a little motivation on it.
Yeah. But no, I would drink coffee. So you could drink coffee. It'd have to be black coffee, which I normally never drank. Actually, I got my little espresso cup here with the remnants of my coffee from this morning. So I actually fasted today. And so it's kind of become like a intermittent fasting as part of my my weekly routine now.
Natalie, I drank coffee once and it stained my tooth. So never again. I won't do it.
It stained your one tooth? What weird tooth?
My front one. Yeah, my front one.
Get out of here.
I drank it one sip. That wasn't even the whole coffee. It was one sip and my tooth was literally stained. And I was like, never again, dude.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's true. It actually happened. Yeah. It's a real story. So, but I mean, Julio's great choice by Dean. And Natalie, you guys came with top tier, S tier chips because those honestly would have been my two choices. If I didn't face any repercussions, like for my stomach from eating, I'd probably eat regular Doritos. But Cool Ranch go down a little bit easier for some reason. I'm not sure why exactly.
They're just so good. And they have like the perfect amount of seasoning on them. At one point, I really like the sweet Thai chili Doritos, but they do get a little spicy. And honestly, ever since probably for like the last maybe 6 months or probably around the time since I've been fasting, they're just too spicy. It's almost like my tongue has had to take a back seat on the palate front. So yeah, you can't go wrong with Cool Ranch.
I got these on a whim. Not sponsored.
Dude, I'm addicted
Hot
to
Ones.
Right
oh
now.
my God, I love that show. I just went out and bought the hot sauce.
Are they actually hot though?
They're fucking hot.
Okay.
I was not having.
Can you put a round of applause for Dean getting Hot Ones chips?
Absolutely. I love Hot Ones.
I love Pringles.
Yeah, I just bought.
Yeah, I feel like if you're on the internet,
go run to my fridge. I literally just bought Hot Ones hot sauce because me and Ty were watching it, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Publix right now, and I went and I bought as many Hot Ones hot sauces as I could find, and we got wings, and we tried to participate. It got too hot. We couldn't.
See, don't do that to me now.
It was.
I will say Pringles though. I've been on a kick lately. The girlfriend and I, she's vegan, so it's like one of the few things we can actually eat together because all I eat is chicken.
Oh my God, you found your perfect mate. A vegan
exactly.
and
Will. Perfect. Exactly. She won't cook meat though, which is kind of unfortunate, but because I like to be waited on, I like to be treated. So that's really nice. I like to be pampered. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dean, everyone likes that a little bit.
Like,
I'm a king. I know my worth.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
just now.
Yeah, exactly. Just wait on me. Just love me and wait on me. That's all I need.
Just love me
and give me attention. Yeah, that's
if I'm not getting my feet rubbed while I eat my steak, I don't know what we're doing together.
What are we married for? At that point. Exactly. See, doesn't Ty do that for you, Natalie? I'm sure she does. Right?
100%.
See, there you go. There you go. So we did get a new member, Illusion Entity. Thanks so much, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks, man. Super chat. So I will say there's going to be a giveaway video posting. I may post it Sunday. That's originally when I had it scheduled. It's going to post about what the figures are going to be given away on this channel and when. But one of them is, sort of incentivizing channel membership. So you're ahead of the game. So thank you so much for that, dude. Guys, we got so much news to get into. I'm sorry I wasted 8 minutes on chips, but we really got to talk about all this stuff real quick. And the first thing that I really want to talk about, look, honestly, I think the biggest news this week probably was this whole Predator fiasco, right? Because the Predator 2.0 got announced. And I know there were several people out there who were very critical of the Predator just because it has elements from the classic Predator, apparently, and elements from the original Jungle Predator. And they're claiming it's a new updated body, which Hot Toys posted photos of, showcasing the new body compared to, I believe, the classic Predator. This isn't even the Jungle Predator that they're showing it next to. So it's a very interesting thing, Natalie and Dean, about what's happening here with this Predator. And there have been a lot of vocal critics about the fact that this figure has come across as somewhat lazy. For me, look, I'm gonna be entirely real with you. I watched Predator maybe a couple years ago now, and I really do love the film because I love Arnold. I'm not looking at it that intensively. Like, I'm not looking at it and saying like, oh my God, like the gauntlet is not quite right or the mask is a little bit off. Like, I've seen this conversation go on a lot, Natalie and Dean, and I wanted you guys to weigh in on this one about the merits of accuracy. And there are a very strong vocal crowd out there who really want the most accurate figure possible. And I do understand that's a very valid position to take because you're paying a lot of money for these. You want them to be right. But at the same time, for me, I'm looking at it as like, it's a figure, and is it pretty close? Does it look cool on my shelf? That's more how I'm looking at it. Maybe I'm not quite as rigid about that type of stuff, but I get other collectors being that way. Everyone has their own prerogative way of collecting. But Natalie, I got to ask you, is this figure a little bit lazy because it actually uses reused parts, or what are your thoughts about this Predator 2.0 in general? Because to me, I pre-ordered it immediately. I honestly am not that concerned about it. Like, I want them to update it, and I feel like they will. Justin told me they actually removed the figure from Secret Base. They took it away and said they were working on it. So I do think there's going to be other updates posted saying we revised it, changed some stuff, corrected, like they did with Feral Predator. But Natalie, what do you think? Is this figure lazy, or is it right on the mark? What are your thoughts?
All right. So what's funny is I watched Predator. Will, damn you.
But not Terminator?
Not Terminator. I watched Predator after watching your review. I was like, damn, that is a really great figure. So I watched your review. You gave it ranting, of course, beautiful ranting raves. I was like, that is a pretty cool figure. I'm gonna watch this little movie. I had nothing else to do. It was the weekend, so I put it on. And Ty, we watched it together. Then she went and went out to be a productive member of society, did like chores and stuff. And I stayed on the couch and I proceeded to watch this movie next. And so after watching this movie, I was like, damn, this is a really cool figure. I'm tempted. Let me look it up. And there was one guy, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. And, I wish I could credit you, but he replied back. He's like, one of the things that frustrates me is I have the first version. It was actually a comment on your video.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I have the first version. And as someone who has the first version, I feel like this is a really lazy attempt at a 2.0 because literally I'm looking at my figure. It looks exactly the same. It's already shorter than what it's supposed to be. It doesn't fix the height issue, and nothing about it seems different enough. The paint, obviously, to me at least, this wasn't in his comment, but to me, the paint seems updated. But everything he was saying is, why on earth would I go and spend all this money on a figure that's almost exactly the same? It is exactly the same. The only difference is he probably's got some loose joints, but unless you're posing it all the time, which most people don't pose a Predator, it doesn't feel like something. If you have Predator 1.0, it doesn't feel worth the hype to buy 2.0. Now, how long ago did 1.0 come out? That came out what?
It was like 2009.
10 years ago. Yeah.
So it was like 15.
2009?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're at like 15 years, whatever. I don't know. Math
15, 16 years. Yeah. Yeah.
So then, it's almost a no-brainer. If you need a Predator and you don't have 1.0, you got to do it. Is it lazy? I think the biggest problem with this is that the figure was so good to begin with. The one thing they should have done is used the other Predator's body, the new body that they just made. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they end up turning around and doing that and just painting it the right way. But for them to the audacity to say, look at this one and this one, and it's the same exact, it's like a mirror image. You can't tell any difference except one has what appears to be seashells. And if you zoom in, they're skulls, but it just looks like seashells coming up the side of the body. And I'm like, okay, so one went to the water park and the other one didn't. They look exactly the same. So I do think it's a little bit lazy, but I can't really complain because we're talking 15 years. These are the type of 2.0s people want, right? This is what people, and maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, everyone started getting into like an uproar because 2.0s were diminishing the value, blah, blah, blah. But this is what people would expect of a 2.0. Give me the figure that I haven't had an opportunity to buy because I wasn't a collector then, and make it something that's, great, amazing, better painted, and it has new accessories. So I'm glad they didn't just go like for like. They at least threw in some deluxe options. An extra skull, don't really care about it, but that extra helmet, that concept art helmet is really cool.
Honestly, isn't it? Yeah. This one.
So, to me, I literally watched the movies right before this thing came out, which almost felt like destiny. But I don't even know if I'm going to get this. Again, I keep putting myself in situations where I'm just going to get ripped apart. But I liked Feral Predator. That movie was... The Prey movie was, in my opinion, the best movie. And I literally spent that whole day watching all the Predator movies. And I hadn't watched them before that. So, yep, I know.
Natalie, I'm with you. I get roasted for that take all the time.
But I
Because
worked backwards. So I watched
Yeah.
the Prey movie because of your review. And then I was like, damn, that was such a good movie. I want to watch it again, but I'm not. So let me just go one back. And so I watched the one back. And then I was like, wow, that was a good movie. And then I was like, let me go one back. Before I know it, I'm like in 1990 and like 1980. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good movie series. This is a good movie franchise.
Yeah.
So but
yeah, and they got a new one coming out, which people were already a little bit sus about, but it looked good to me. I'll say that. And as someone who really loved Prey, I mean, that's why I have Feral Predator and he's my favorite. But the OG Jungle Predator for sure is a great iconic character, and this is the Predator for most people, right? This is the Predator that everyone wants and the one that everyone wants to display in their collection.
Makes sense.
For me, Natalie, before Dean hops in on this one, I totally do recognize again and understand people's take on it. Maybe for me, like I'm not that strict about that type of stuff. Like, yes, I do want it to be as accurate as possible. And yes, I will also admit that the criticisms do work. I mean, Hot Toys does listen. And if you are loud enough, they will change things and they will improve it. So at the end of the day, I understand the strategy and I understand the frustration because it is highly effective. It does get them to listen and it does get them to improve and make changes that are necessary. But for me, I guess maybe I'm not the world's biggest Predator fan, so I'm not looking at this and saying like, oh my God, there's every inaccuracy. Maybe if it were Loki or Kylo, maybe it would be a different situation. I'm not sure, or Last of Us. But I look at these and say, okay, none of them are going to be perfect. And at the end of the day, I don't really view it. Some people view it as glazing. I view it as being, I guess, more realistic and being appreciative of what we do have in front of us. But still, it can be better, no doubt about it. There are reused parts. There are inaccuracies, no doubt. I pre-ordered this. I'm super excited about it. Again, I'm not the biggest Predator fan in the world, but I am a very big fan of the movie. Feral Predator is my favorite, but this Predator would be second, obviously, because I love Arnold. So I love Arnold's movies, and I love his body of work, and this obviously is one of them. And I'm with you, Natalie. This concept art mask is probably what I'm going to use. Like it's not.
Yeah, I do wish if I could go back, I do wish I would have started in reverse because I watched Prey first. I didn't really know what was going on. I was like, so this alien just wants to kill snakes or kill bears? Like, what is happening? Why did they drop him off on a random planet and say, all right, go kill these bears? And then all of a sudden he's like picking which ones he wanted to get. So for me, I wish I would have started. Eventually I got to it. And I was like, oh, I get it now. It took me a minute to like Predator. Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I realized what was going on, then I really fell in love with the Prey movie. Was great.
It is really great. Dean, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a lazy release? Do you think Hot Toys is going to make adjustments? Where are you at on it?
Yeah, real quick. Shout out Gavin. He was in 3rd grade in 2009. Holy shit.
Dude, that's wild.
Wait,
3rd
oh my
grade
God,
in
so somebody
2009?
finally found my friend Gavin.
I don't know.
Who's Gavin?
If you know, you know.
Oh.
If you don't know, then don't talk to me.
I know Dance Gavin.
Nope,
Dance.
nope.
I know Gavin DeGraw.
The chat will know. Continue.
I know Waldo.
Yeah, I read that comment. I was like, oh my God. I was already 3rd year in college.
I was a senior in high school that year. It's the year I graduated from high school, 2009.
Jeez. Yeah, my biggest thing, because he's supposed to be about the same height as Feral Predator, and they're like not even close.
No,
in the figure form. Somebody posted like in one of the groups like a chart of what it should look like, and I was like, damn, he's so small. And for the first release, I could kind of forgive it. They don't really have like a standardized size, and again, it's old. It's a relatively new toy company, and the fact that it looks as good as it does, I think, is a testament to Hot Toys. But for this one to be a 2.0 and to be basically the exact same thing, you've had 15 or some odd years to make this thing that much better, and you basically just came out with the exact same figure. To me, feels a lot lazier than we're kind of used to Hot Toys doing. I mean, they said it's a new body, but I mean, it literally looks basically the exact same. Maybe a little thicker, a little wider, a little but it's close to about the same thing. I've handled the original figure. It's really nice. I'll give him that. It's a great figure. But now we're kind of getting into the on the shelf, you kind of want things to be as accurate as possible. And I feel like if you don't get the height right, that's a real shame. Because you like to have fun with your collection. It's like, oh, what would the Predator look like next to Darth Vader? And if he's small, it'd be kind of weird, right? I feel like it'd be strange. So I feel they really have to fix that. Like that's my biggest thing is the height.
Right. They're obviously going to take this body and resize it, though. I mean,
do you think because they just came out with the Arnold figures, multiple, do you think that there's a possibility that they bring in the Arnold from this movie?
I think so. I think definitely. Yeah.
Which Arnolds have they done recently?
They did T-800 clean and battle damage. Yeah.
Oh, duh! I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Like,
but
God, have you never seen the Terminator, Dean? Jeez, get a grip.
They could absolutely do Dutch, 100%, and not from Red Dead. Dean is a dingus for sure.
No, she's a dingus.
Oh, you are? I thought. Yeah, okay.
I am a dingus.
You both are really, but anyway.
Zach calls me dingus.
Dingus.
I love that.
I see what both of you are saying though, and I mean, I totally get it. We got some super chats real quick that address this that are actually polar opposite super chats. So we got a super chat from Jay Voodoo. Thanks so much, bro. People can never be happy. This Predator is amazing. Plus, it's still early. Okay, thank you so much for that one, Jay. And I want to get to the next super chat because again, it's a very different comment and sentiment here. It's less about being nitpicky or too focused on accuracy. The thing is plain wrong. The creature towers over Arnold in the film by at least a foot. That's not even mentioning the reused parts. So yeah, Cinematic Collector, thanks so much, bro. So I agree. I'm more in line with Jay, but I don't necessarily feel like people are just complaining to complain. I feel like they do have valid complaints here. There are valid gripes and criticisms to be levied here at Hot Toys. But at the same time, it's like, I still think it looks really good. So I'm happy about it. I think it could be better, sure. But I'm happy with people vocalizing their criticisms and me just being like, I'm just enjoying the figure. But, look, should it be taller? Yes.
I don't mind reused parts, right? Like they
do that for a lot of figures.
Yeah, tons. And, they have to get their money out of the sculpt and, I get that. But it's one thing, like when you're talking about a clone trooper that they're going to make 15 versions of every other year or every few months, as we're seeing. It's been over a decade since this figure came out. Like, you gotta for a 2.0, like,
I get that.
Unless it's like a 1.5 or something, like,
just call it what it is, right? It's a re-release. So like Jay Voodoo, I think was the guy. First of all, can you pull his comment back up? Because this dude looks like he came straight out of the Prey movie. I love him.
Jay is super cool. He actually is.
Back up. Look at this dude.
Jay is cool as shit. He does piercings. I think
that's
Jay does
Quinlan Voss.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah. Wait, what are you talking about?
No, that's Jay. That's him.
Yeah.
I think he's cosplaying as Quinlan Voss.
Oh, okay, guys.
That sounds crazy.
But Jay does do piercings, so he has that cool ass look, the badass.
So I mean, he's right. Like, it is amazing, but I think my challenge, like you're saying, Dean, and I think that's what Cinematic Collect, the other super chat that you pulled up. I think that's what he's saying as well. It's not about ripping it apart. Everyone's happy that it's re-released, but call it that. Say re-release. Yeah. Re-release.
I think that's very well put.
Well, they did change some things, to be fair.
They did. I mean, they had to paint it. Paint is different now. Like, that's basically what it is. It's like
I think the mask is different. The armor is a bit different. The body's different. But it is improved. It's just not.
It's not really improved. It's different, just a little bit. I think if you improve it, you have to say, here were the problems. And here's what we did to fix those. The original one didn't have a paint problem. No, the original didn't have a helmet problem. Here's what we did to fix it. It's just they made a couple of changes. I don't think they improved it at all. An improvement would be fix the height. An improvement would be get rid of the arm joints. An improvement would give you something that you didn't have with the 1.0. All you have is a newer figure. So I agree with both of those comments. I think there's something to be said. Yes, it's great, but at the same time, it's not a 2.0. It's a re-release.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, so what Hot Toys said here was separate rolling eyeballs, a new head sculpt.
What
entirely.
eyeballs? First of all, never mind. Go ahead. I'm not going to do
But
that
it's a new head sculpt entirely. It is a new set of rolling eyes. It does have new weapons, LED light up with USB, which is also new. Different weathering effects, different costume accessories. The shoulder cannon and blades and weapons are different. The skull is different. So, I mean, at the same time, I get what you're saying, but they have noted the differences here. And I do think there are improvements that were made, to be fair. I just think they're not up to everyone's standards. Like the improvements, people want them to be more improved than what they are and more accurate, which is valid, very valid. But I think it would be unfair to say that they haven't made improvements. Like they have, but I think it's just not to everyone's level of standard. But
okay, so Jay just confirmed his face is actually tattooed
because Jay is fucking cool as shit.
Lived in that time frame.
Holy shit!
Just now, he was in Prey. We just didn't know it. We didn't see him. He was there.
Yeah. Jay is super cool. He's out in San Diego.
That's awesome, Jay. My hat goes off
San
to you. You are
Diego.
super badass. That must have hurt like a mother.
Oh, it had to. And by the way, Jay, super chat as well. We need Naru to go with Pharaoh. You know, I was against the Naru thing for a while because I was like, I don't think people would buy it. And I'm still kind of skeptical people would actually buy it. I think a lot of people talk and say they would buy it, but they wouldn't actually. I think it's like most people, a lot of people didn't even want to buy the Feral Predator. You're not going to buy Naru then. I mean, but I think Naru would be a tough sell for a lot of people, despite the fact that it would be an amazing figure and it would go great with Feral Predator. But I think a lot of people say they would buy it, but when you see that price of $275 or $280, you're going to be like, oh, but I just paid $500 for Thorin. Like, you know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. So anyway, thank you so much. We got a super chat from Eric Carter. Thank you so much. Happy to be back watching live. Spent last weekend at the new Epic Universe. Oh, in Orlando. Will and Nat, I know you were Halloween Horror Nights fans. Dark Universe is epic and worth the visit. Need some figs of the monsters. Thanks
Eric,
so much,
I want to be there so bad. From what I heard, like most of the rides are not even done yet. Like they're still or at least the lands are still under construction. I want to go there so bad. Mario World, are you kidding me? Like that's #1 on our list. We've got.
There's a Mario World? That's pretty wild. Okay,
oh man,
I didn't know that.
You got to look up Epic Universe.
Maybe we can just go. We can just go over there.
You know what? Let's do it.
Okay.
So I also want to go to Disney though, because they have Star Wars. Like they have a whole land for the Star Wars area, and like obviously.
Oh yeah, Galaxy's Edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
You.
I've been to Galaxy's Edge a couple times now, actually. Yeah, it's great. It has a lot of sequel stuff, which is why I like it, but it's not for everyone. But you know. So
you'll be so happy. You'll be so proud of me. I just rewatched all the sequel stuff, and it wasn't bad.
See, round of applause. Look at Dean's face. Hold on, Dean, show us your live reaction.
Don't do me like that.
Natalie's just dropping hot takes today.
I guess I am.
Yeah. I think honestly it's a great trilogy. So you know,
it wasn't bad.
If you forget everything about Star Wars and watch it, it's probably normal. But if you're, even remotely a fan,
yeah, then you wouldn't like it. We got a super chat, Anthony, Natalie. They want to know you don't have an Instagram, but you have Facebook.
I do. I have Facebook so that Will could send me messages to join this stream.
What the hell? Every time I ask you, you're like, no, I don't have one.
No, there's a Facebook. I just don't go on it. I haven't been on it in like 5 years.
Yeah, the only time is when I send her figure news over text message, and she's like, I need to go on Facebook. And that's pretty much
And it's funny because people will send me messages all the time on Facebook, and I only see them every like 2 Fridays when I come on, and I'll see like 18 messages, and I'll try to read them. Like David Taylor, he had sent me stuff, and I don't know, maybe he's on this or not. And I saw it. I like, oh man, I feel like a jerk because he's a nice guy. So like I try to reply to it right before I join the stream. So yeah, if you reach out to me, it's not because I'm an asshole, right? Like I just don't go on social media.
That's fair. Well, we got another super chat real quick, guys. I promise we'll get to the next topic. Saleh, dude, your name is always so John. Saleh Aljouf, thank you so much, bro.
Ooh, look at you.
I think I did pretty good. D933 explained the issues. Well, he did. I saw that actually. And Dean is a very passionate Predator fan, so I know he very vigorously is defending his take about the inaccuracies. So again, that's a very valid position to take. For me, maybe I don't personally address the criticism and collect that way, but again, everyone's different. I'm not saying one's right or wrong. So let's address something else real quick. Some little bit of news that we got here. InArt announced a $500, well, at least it's $500 in 1/6 kit, $512. I already pre-ordered it, by the way. The Thorin from The Hobbit, because guys, look, I'm in on the Lord of the Rings line. This thing is, it's just happening. You can't fight it. This Lord of the Rings line is happening, and it's coming home to my collection. This Thorin, Natalie and Dean, it's insane. Like, I'm a little bit concerned, honestly. The same with the Snape, that the head sculpt prototype is so good that they're not going to be able to meet this exactly in the final product. But only time will tell. InArt's done a pretty good job so far. So even
I was gonna say,
Dean, even if there's a 10% decline, it's still going to be very good, right? I mean, it's like this is one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen. Like, this is insane. And it's not hyperbole to say this is incredible. The tailoring, the head sculpt, the rooted hair, the weapons, the shield, even. Like, Natalie, is InArt officially back? Because I was just saying maybe InArt's like dead a few weeks ago. Not really, but I was saying, like, where the fuck are they? Really, they've been in a hole. And now they announced Snape and of course this Thorin. They're coming out swinging, not super heavy hitters, but super heavy quality hitters. But what do you think?
Yeah.
Is
No,
InArt
I was
back?
just looking to see if where InArt went. I didn't know they went.
They had done almost nothing this year. So
yeah, this is their MO. This is how they operate. This is honestly, guys, let's be real here. Okay, let's talk. Let's put plastic on the table. InArt is, I can't even say are they back. This is a picture. I mean, when are we going to get this? In 2029? I guarantee you. You know what? Let me not say it.
You're channeling your inner Kiko right now.
Oh no!
You are. You're turning. You're slowly.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
reverse.
Animorph. You're like slowly turning into Kiko.
Oh no! Am I? Am I the Kiko of the
You
show
are.
now?
You're the wild card now.
Oh,
you should hear. He still has the hot takes. By the way, we talk on the phone, and he tells me he still has the hot takes. Trust me.
Oh no!
He
You really just messed with my psyche.
Natalie's questioning her own identity now.
I literally am. This is
go ahead.
amazing. I love this thing. I have nothing bad to say about.
No, go
anything.
for it, Natalie. Be you.
Oh man, I'm the Kiko of this show now. I don't even know how to
you are.
All right.
Yep.
I mean,
someone's got to be.
What the heck is InArt doing? Like, I don't know where they are. What are they releasing? Where is my Khaleesi? Where is the rest of everything they promised? Where's Legolas? So my thought on this is, holy cow, this looks really good. But I guess, you could make any random figure with long hair because they do that well. I think they do that better than anyone else, right? I don't know if you can hear all the lightning and the thunder going on out there.
I did just hear it, actually. Yeah.
You did? Cool. Yeah, it's really coming down out there. But I'm not saying it's a bad figure. It's a great figure. It's amazing. Are they back? I don't think this is different from anything else they've released. Like, the quality is great. I'm so happy for people who love this line and are getting this. I just don't think there's like, oh, InArt, look at them. They're back now. Woo, let's everyone celebrate. They just don't pump anything out anymore. Also, isn't he shorter than that?
He's a dwarf. Yeah. So
he's a dwarf. Why is he so tall?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his exact height in the film.
We had about a 20-minute argument on our show on Tuesday about the height, because Weta and most things say he's 4'10", and Gandalf.
So why is he so close to?
Gandalf is 5'11", but some instances say he's 5'2".
Do not come for my height. That is my driver's license height, and I am not.
What a day we have! So Predator's too short and Thorin's too tall.
If Gandalf is 5'2", or if Gandalf is 5'11", that's not 5'2" standing next to him.
Honestly, this is literally, if you want to know what it's like standing next to Will in line at Halloween Horror Nights, that is me and him standing next to each other. Actually, he's taller. He's like 6'4". I don't know where he gets his height.
My dad.
But yeah, I'm stupid. This is my stupid little legs. You see those little legs? That's what my legs look like. So yeah, I could believe he's 5'2".
Not only was shorter than
she ain't got no knees.
I don't have knees. It's just one big thigh.
Big
thigh to foot. That's how he made me.
Well,
bless the good Lord. That's how he made me.
But I mean, it's fair, Natalie. I mean, The display base is really cool though.
But all right, so all of that aside, like, are they back? Blah blah blah. I don't know. They where are they? Who knows? Nobody knows. But I will say, hats off to you, good art InArt development team, artist team. This, I will say, they do go back to that other photo. They do an amazing job at the details. I don't think we give enough credit to the artists who think about the stand. Or like when I think about the Harry Potter when they released, right, the books that have like unique print on every page. That some idiot was like working overtime for like 18 hours putting together font for every book. And I'm saying idiot because, we're all the idiots.
I was like, okay.
No, I mean, like, I don't mean like he's the idiot. I mean, like, we're all the idiots who have like the 9 to 5. I don't with my words. I mean, like, we're all the idiots who like put in the extra like overtime hours to do things nobody cares about. Like I literally work in a department where I write documentation and my team writes documentation that nobody cares about. But for us, it's important. So we take the extra care, and like to us, punctuation is important, and like the way that this tiny little image and the font looks compared to this and like the spacing, we take pride in work. And so I can appreciate when I watch a release happen and I can see pride in work. And when I look at InArt's figures, especially something like this, I see pride in work. I see people who sat there and meticulously looked at every little detail, to the tiny little swoop in the blade, to every cowlick in the hair. It's artsmanship, it's craftsmanship, and I respect the hell out of it. So, I think it's a great figure. I don't collect this line, but man, every time I look at InArt's products, it knocks me off my feet. So I love it. I really do. And I just wish they would release more. I wish they would produce more. And I get it. They probably have a weird business model, especially with all these tariffs and everything happening. I'm glad that they're not getting rid of their 1/6 line. I just wish they would keep pace with what they originally promised.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Dean, what do you think about this? Because to me, look, I already pre-ordered this thing, and I'm not the biggest Thorin guy in the world, but what's happening now is what I told you with Snape. The figures are so good that you almost feel you need to buy them, because they're like, my collection is going to be worse if I don't have this. Like, it's almost that FOMO of it. It's like, this is such a good work of art that I need it in my collection. And also I have all the Lord of the Rings figures. I pre-ordered every Lord of the Rings figure. So, I mean, I might as well get this one. So, but Thorin is... Dean, this looks absolutely incredible. What are your thoughts on where InArt's at right now with this thing?
Gotta get ready for this one, dude.
You got a hot take for us? Is that what this is?
So many hot takes.
We got 2 Kikos today. This is
everything about this it makes me very angry.
Oh no, he's Kiko. I'm not.
Yeah, Natalie has handed over the reins.
I'm Dean now.
Mm-hmm.
One. Why are they doing Thorin? They're in the middle of the fellowship line, and then they just fucking do this for no reason.
That's fair.
Why isn't this Gimli if you're going to do a dwarf? Why? 2, I think he's too short, or I think he's too tall. 3, it's depending on what you look at, because there's some instances where it doesn't say this, but in most of these photos, it says the Hobbit trilogy. How the fuck are you not going to give him the Arkenstone? The whole fucking point of the series of the Hobbit movies, and the book was one book, not a series, is to get the fucking Arkenstone. Where? How do you not have that in here? It's fucking crazy.
I forgot all about it, honestly, but yeah, I was more looking at that sculpt, but that's fair.
Like, hello, this is the Gandalf staff thing all over again, but even worse because, at least that you really got to be paying attention to see his fucking staffs change. But a major accessory for this character is crazy to me. Now, again, depending on what Frodo solicitation you're looking for, some of them say The Hobbit,
The first film, yeah.
the first film,
Right.
but all of the ones subsequently after says the motion picture trilogy or whatever. What does it say there? Yeah, motion picture.
I'm
trilogy.
assuming they just fucked that up. I think it's from the first film. Yeah. That would probably
It's just insane to me. Now, all those gripes aside,
Mm-hmm.
looks pretty fucking good.
It does look pretty fucking good.
I really like Thorin. Have you read The Hobbit or you just watched the movies?
No, I just watched the films. Yeah. My favorite was Battle of the Five Armies of the three, but none of them are Lord of the Rings quality, but Battle of Five Armies is pretty good.
Yeah, in the films, he's after the Arkenstone, and it kind of drives him mad. In the books, he's just an asshole. So, or the book, singular. So the movies made me like Thorin a lot more. And yeah, dude, this is a great figure. I do like it overall. Because the height thing, again, it's debatable. Like I said, we had like a 20-minute argument about it on the show on Tuesday. So go and watch that. Check it out. It's pretty funny. Because Zach is like pulling up fucking schematics.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's probably Zach of all people, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, he's so much shorter in these screenshots. But you know, I could look past the height thing. No Arkenstone, that's a huge kind of like, what the fuck? But you know, again, it's like, is it just the first movie? Is it the whole trilogy? Like, what are we doing here? But I'm with Natalie. Like, you guys put out this roadmap, and then you start doing the Fellowship, and then you pivot to the Hobbit, and it's like, okay, well, are you gonna do Gandalf again? Are we gonna get Bilbo? Like, you know, because I mean, that's like a what? How many years between the Hobbit and the Fellowship is it? Like,
it's a lot. I mean, Bilbo ages a lot, so
right. He's 111 during the Fellowship, and he's probably only what, in his 30s in the Hobbit. So it's like you can't put him with the other figures. Like, in fact, the tomb in the Fellowship, where they go to the Mines of the Moria, and they steals themselves in that room.
Mm-hmm.
That tomb is one of the guys in Thorin's guys. So it's like, man, they've been long dead. Like, you know.
Well, I mean, I think this Thorin looks great, Dean, but you raise a valid point. I would love to see the Fellowship. I would love to see a Witch King if they can make it a Sauron. Like, those are the type of figures I'm more interested in. But
make Gimli. You already have Legolas and Aragorn. You're doing a ring wraith.
Dean,
but this was obviously decided.
Weren't you I don't remember, but I feel like it was you. Were you the reason that they like changed the pattern? Or maybe it was your
Zach
show?
and Dean, yeah.
It was like people, your
and they added
show
the
was the reason that InArt
the second staff
changed.
So
go ahead.
Yeah. So we got them to include the second staff for Gandalf, and they never changed the pants prints, but that was like a whole thing.
That was a whole
that's a whole saga.
I think we need to start it like hashtag where's the Arkenstone? Like
yeah.
I'm guessing it's just because it's from the first film. That's why. But
it doesn't matter. Where's
he didn't have it in the first film.
Isn't the shield end of the movie the wood shield?
I think the problem is they're never going to make a number 2 of this, and so if the Arkenstone is his biggest like arc, no pun intended.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. Then yeah, hashtag give me the Arkenstone.
Yeah, well, maybe they can go back and get it, but I mean,
no, not maybe. Will I need you to put it into the universe?
Okay, well, I will say, Natalie, clearly this was in the plans for a while because this Thorin was shown how long ago? Like a year ago, at different conventions and other stuff. This thing was shown a while ago, so it's not like it just popped up out of nowhere necessarily. I mean, they clearly decided they wanted to make Thorin. Maybe the license for the Hobbit was super fucking cheap. I don't know, and they were like, let's just make a Thorin, right? Like. I would much rather prefer they make Lord of the Rings stuff instead of the Hobbit,
but they already have the license for the other figures.
They do, but maybe there's something with the likenesses.
Where's Legolas?
Legolas is up for PO, but he just hasn't come out yet. But so which I'm super excited about that.
Yeah,
and Nazgul.
I feel like Legolas should be coming out in a
InArt
couple of
Legolas?
weeks.
Yeah, Legolas went up for PO like
1/6.
Yeah, he went up like a year ago or something.
Shut up.
Yeah. You didn't know about
Yeah, he should be coming out like in
Yeah,
the
he should be
next
coming
few
out probably
months.
end of this year. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. If you didn't pre-order that, you're fucked at this point.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't collect any of these, so I didn't order any of them.
Good.
But wow, yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't
Nazgul's
know.
coming first probably, and then they went up for PO at the same time, but Legolas will probably come out after Nazgul.
Wow.
Nazgul's easy, right? He
I
doesn't even have a
digress.
face. Yeah. I
Okay,
bought
yeah,
the
the
Nazgul.
wood shield he uses 2 in the trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Because this one, and then like he actually just grabs like a fucking tree and uses a shield when he
Beats
fights
the shit out of
guy.
it. Works. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot
I mean,
about that.
all this is fair, but at the same time, this figure is fucking sick. Like, we can all 3 agree on that.
Of
Like,
course. Oh yeah, for
the
sure.
figure's incredible.
But your question was,
It's
is
beautiful.
InArt officially back? And I think that the answer is, what the hell are they doing?
Well, all they got to do is just dangle that little carrot in front of you, and you're like, I see you, InArt. You're back. Okay, you got me.
It's
So
like the
that's-
dating pool out there, right?
It is. Yeah.
Right?
You maybe. You're the only one that's falling for their stuff. time after time.
No, dude, everyone's buying. Maybe we should post a poll. We should post a poll and say how many people are buying Thorin, because
Ooh, do
bought
it.
Yeah, we could try that, and we'll move on to the next topic.
Yeah, an Arwen would have been great. And in fact, an
no
Arwen
one
would have
wants
made-
Arwen, Dean.
What are you talking about?
No, not well. More than maybe more than Thorin. That's
More
what
than
I'm saying.
Thorn for sure.
Maybe
What are you
that,
talking about?
But I will say, compared to like fucking even what's it called? Sean Bean's character, Boromir, or the Hobbits, or
Yeah.
Witch King, or Sauron, anyone like that is going to sell more. I mean,
Yeah,
Gandalf the
especially-
White. I mean,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
go ahead, Natalie. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, especially because I mean, we clearly have a pattern here. It's, we've got like, isn't she Elven? She's Elven, right?
Yeah, she's Aragorn's wife. Yeah.
So you've got Aragorn. Apparently, we've got Legolas. Why don't you have Arwen? Like, I mean, it's Arwen.
Dude.
She's pretty smoking in that movie
mean,
too. And most
Especially
men
from the
would put that in.
Fellowship with her gray outfit. She's beautiful.
No,
You could do the elvish hair.
You
That'd
could
be
do it, but no one's
incredible.
gonna buy it, Dean. Like, no one.
What are
like,
you
You're
talking about?
crazy,
No,
Will.
dude. So J and
Are
D already
you a
made.
misogynist? Is that what's going on here?
We found it,
People
boys and
love
girls. We found
Arwen.
we found the misogynist.
People
Canceled. All
love
right, just
Arwen.
end the stream now. End the stream.
End it,
Cancel.
end it now.
So here's what I was
Abort.
saying. So,
Eject. Eject.
You know why? You know why I know this already? Because J and D, we've played these games before. J and D already did this. J and D made Arwen, and everyone flipped shit and said, "Why the fuck are you making Arwen?"
Because
And
it's J&D and they're charging
you're-
$8,000
yeah,
for
you're
a piece
talking
of
about
crap
different
statue
price
that they're not very good
But
at doing.
InArt is the premium line for 1.6. Like,
Okay,
if an
but it's
if an Arwen gets
$500
made, it's going to be
compared to-
$500.
But okay,
Like,
Yeah, but it's like
you're going to sit here and tell me you're really going to pay
$5,000.
$500 for an Arwen?
I'm not buying any of these figures.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm
I mean,
saying
Yeah.
You're paying
I-
$500 for this guy, Thorin.
Thorin's fucking cool though. Whether he's like, I know Arwen's cool. She's,
She's a main character.
no, not really. Like,
Are
I
you
would say
kidding?
she's a supporting character.
First
she's
of all,
like,
I cannot see her without thinking about her saying goodbye to Ben Affleck when he saves the universe.
yeah, look at that.
Ben
I look
Affleck?
at 2 Arwens
Yeah.
before 1 Thorn.
Will, if you do not know what I'm talking about right now, we're not friends anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
We got to get to these super chats though, because honestly, I lost track of where we were. But yeah. So hey, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. We can run a poll on that one too. Would you buy a $500 Arwen? But I mean, I have my suspicions. I have my doubts. But we'll
Dude,
see.
her figure on the aftermarket for the Asmus is crazy expensive.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, it's the same with Kate Blanchett's character. What was it? What was her name? I forget. She had a good Asmus figure, right? Is it crazy how we're misremembering her name? Like,
their names are so beautiful too.
yeah. People put it in the chat. I know. We got a super chat, Michael. Thanks so much. Thorin looks great, but for the sake of competition, I think InArt needs to prioritize David's Superman. Hot Toys has already teased theirs. Yeah, I think they're making that Superman. I think that's been confirmed that they're doing that. So yeah.
Can you already put in one
Galadriel.
poll?
Galadriel? Yes.
Can you put in the same poll but put it for Arwen? I just
Yeah,
want to
Arwen
see
poll
how
Arwen.
that pans out.
Yeah, because like there's some characters. It's like, yeah, I like that's a bad example. Like let's for the sake of the argument, I like Hera from Star Wars. I don't like her for $300, but I like her for $20. So I'll just buy the Black Series. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's the same
I
thing.
also
I like Arwen. I don't like her for $1,500.
but I
I
also
like
don't
her
know that
for
the poll is going to be that telling because I think people will say one thing and then do another. So I think what will happen is they'll say I'll buy a $500 R1, but when that invoice comes, you will not. Like there's too much heat dropping in this landscape to say I'm going to dedicate 500 for most people, not for everyone. But
no,
you know,
it looks pretty legit. There's 66 are saying no, 68, 66.
yeah,
They're like, no, I wouldn't.
maybe
But
they would, but I have my doubts about that. I think you would have and I recognize the Pennywise wasn't a huge seller. I recognize that. So maybe they would make it just to complete
so
the line.
Liv Tyler,
But-
just as the actress and the impact that she has from anyone who grew up in the 90s, apparently not Will though. There's something to be said about Liv Tyler. So
his brain
I'm
hadn't
just
formed
saying.
yet in the 90s. He was still eating crayons.
Yeah.
No, it's chicken crayons.
I was born in 91, so yeah. I was pretty young at that point.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, but still, you never saw Armageddon?
no, I did. Yeah. It's been a long time though. It was a Michael Bay movie, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the director. I mean,
Yeah, I think it was. But we got to see what you have from Ben Allen. InArt is the GTA of figure collecting. They take their time, but when they finally release something, it's a banger. They don't miss. Yeah, Rockstar definitely.
Not wrong.
He's not wrong. I mean, I could say those 3 Joker figures, the Joaquins, are incredible works of art. And
Like objectively, again, they haven't come out with something where I'm like, I have to own this.
yeah,
They don't. They're not. They're either doing something I've already seen or they're doing lines that I'm just not interested in. Now, I like Lord of the Rings, arguably love it. But there's just too many characters and InArt's too expensive for me to jump in the line. That's why I'm not buying them.
Sure.
Yeah.
If they were cheaper, I would do it. But objectively speaking, every single release from InArt has been very impressive for me.
Yes. Same.
Yeah.
Every InArt figure I've gotten, honestly the worst one is the Joker, and it's still a pretty good figure. Like, I mean, that's their worst one. That was their first one. So John Pena, thanks so much, bro. This is dope, but I would rather have InArt do more Fellowship characters. That seems to be the common sentiment. Which I would agree.
That's where I'm at. Like,
yeah,
because I could see the argument like Thorin's cooler of a character than Arwen.
I get your side of it though. Yeah. Arwen's
like,
more iconic, probably, right?
Yeah. And it's like, I'd rather complete a line than just start another one randomly. And it's like, there's so many more characters to do, was kind of my point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we got a super chat from Ben or Benny. Thanks so much. Are in our contract to make certain characters to maintain the license? This is entirely possible. Unfortunately, I don't know if we would know that. I don't even know if they would tell us if we asked them. But sometimes I feel like that people have speculated that in the past, and it seems like it makes sense, but we're not sure entirely. Ben or Benny, thanks so much. I hate the Hobbit film, but I might end up picking this up. It looks incredible. If you hate the film,
really good.
I mean, Dean, like I get that. I get it if you really don't like the movie, but the figure is incredible. But that's kind of the first figure you're going to get rid of eventually. That's the problem with it sometimes. But I just love Lord of the Rings. So.
He's also such a important character to that trilogy.
Yes.
That like if you don't pick him up now and they continue to do the Hobbit trilogy, you know,
every NR figure seems to appreciate pretty well so far, except for Joker, the Heath Ledger one. Yeah, every other one is appreciated pretty well. Gavin
I
Beard,
really want a Gandalf, but
I know they're so pricey now, but they're going to make a Gandalf the White at some point. So let's see. Gavin Beard, as great as Thorin looks, as somebody who just got their Aragorn will, Thorin looks really good when will he look this good when he releases? Also finish the Fellowship first. That's fair. I think Thorin is probably going to take a slight decline. I've said that. I was like, I think there's probably going to be like a 5 to 10% decline. That's reasonable. And then from there, it'll still be a great figure, but just not quite as good as the prototype. I said the same with Snape. But yeah, I agree. Finish the Fellowship. Ben
Dude,
Allen, Snape looks great. InArt
Oh,
is the real
God,
premium
so
figures.
good.
Artisan Wanda is $450 and doesn't even have real leather. This is true. We're going to talk about her probably next. Artisan is just rooted hair, not coming for your girl, Will. Dude, we'll talk about it. Thanks so much, Ben. Appreciate you, though. We're going to talk about her next. Now they have a dwarf's body. We could get a Gimli next. Yes. But it worries me that they've not even teased Gimli. Like there's been no Gimli anywhere at any of the cons or anything. So
Yeah, even when they did those like 3D renders, there was no Gimli.
no.
The same in Frodo, which was great, but
Right. Exactly. Cinematic Collector, thanks so much, bro. Dean spitting facts, per usual. The Hobbit trilogy was cheeks. I've also heard buns, but this figure is incredible. I wish they had gone with Gimli since they just did the legless PO. Gimli would have been a good choice, I feel like. Gimli. Or the Hobbit.
yeah, because Gimli and Legolas are buds, dude. Like
They are best bros, for sure.
they're the me and Will of the Lord of the Rings.
They are, dude. They
Oh my
absolutely are.
God.
And Natalie's just third
over
wheel.
that. That is hilarious.
What?
He said, think of it as the me and Will of Lord of the Rings.
Natalie's third.
Under my axe.
Exactly.
It's like,
So,
that's
stop.
55.
Stale Aljub. I'm a statues guy, but only got into 1/6 because InArt. Dude, InArt is inspiring. That's for sure. So they release things kind of slow, but it's like Naughty Dog. They release bangers, but it just takes a while, right? It just takes a really long time. So let's talk about a couple of different things. We're not going to talk about Naughty Dog real quick, but we're going to talk about the Scarlet Witch, because this is, I think, a big topic that people have been discussing for the last however many couple days that this thing has been out. So we got the Artisan Scarlet Witch that has been released, and I wanted to talk about this thing. This is another where maybe I'm the Kiko of today, because people want to be upset about this figure, and I understand why, because she does have, someone called it a turkey twizzler, which which I saw that made me laugh with the hair. I will say, while the prototype had slightly different hair, I wanted to remind people of just what the differences actually are. So this is the prototype hair versus the final product hair. It's not that different. Like, I feel like there's still curl. Natalie has hair, so she knows better than me. But I will say it's still curled at the bottom, right? It just, the hair is a little bit more wide and pronounced. It's more voluminous on the proto versus the final, where it's not so much. But I've seen other photos, non-blogger photos from collectors, and I got videos sent to me where this thing is actually really good. People, if you want to sit on the sculpted train, be my guest. That is totally fine. I can tell you, though, I am sticking with my Artisan Scarlet Witch. I think this thing came out absolutely incredible. This is going to be a figure of the year for me. I absolutely love how this thing looks. And I think it looks better than the proto, personally. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think the hair on the proto looks a little bit too voluminous, a little bit too large. And the newer one, I think, looks a little more accurate to what Elizabeth Olsen's hair looked like, although it should not be as curled. That I admit. It should be a little bit more flat, wavy, but not so curled. But the prototype is like that. So that's kind of what we got. Natalie, is the Artisan line worth the hype? Because Scarlet Witch is receiving some mixed results. Some people are excited, some are not. But I do want to share real quick, Natalie. Here's what the final products have been, besides the Imposter Joker, which we're removing for the sake of this discussion. These are what the final product blogger photos have looked like for the 5 Artisan figures. I mean, look, I have 4 of these, right? Anakin's not here yet, but he will be. Eventually, Wanda will be here, so I'll have all 5 of these. These are some of the best figures in my collection. If you guys want to jump off the Artisan train, Kiko has told me he's done with Artisan. Totally fine. I can tell you I'm thrilled with the products I've been getting. Should they be real leather? That would be great. But I'm still loving what we got. Natalie, is Scarlet Witch delivering on the hype? Is Artisan worth the hype? Where are you at 5 to 6 figures in?
Oh my God. Okay. I'm so happy that we're talking about this right now.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while, I like to dabble in what people are saying about this stuff. I don't always do it because it's just so toxic out there most of the time. But when I look at the prototype, Will, I hope you remember this. You and I stood in line at Universal Studios at Halloween Horror Nights. And you're like, dude, you getting this Artisan? And I was like, yeah, I got it. But part of me kind of really wants to get the WandaVision one. And you're like, why? That's crazy. You're crazy. No. That face, the exact face you're making right now. What are you, crazy? I said, her hair looks like a wig. Like, I just don't know that they're nailing it. I get it. Like, it's supposed to be the best of the best, but it looks like a wig. Something is off. The new one, the one they released, first of all, it's no longer blonde. It was blonde before. Her hair is not blonde. The new one they released is much closer to what her hair color actually is. And the volume, she no longer looks like she's wearing a bad wig. Like a lot of guys out there, that's fine. Think what you want to think. as a woman, I know what hair should look like. And the original one, the prototype, it looked like a wig. It was too voluminous and it didn't fit her forehead line. That looks like I put a wig on and I have a bundle of hair underneath the wig that I've tucked under a wig cap. And the new one does not look like that. So I think they did a huge improvement to the hair. So everyone's like, wow, what have they done to the hair? I'm like, dude, hats off. I don't know how you did this, but you significantly improved it. It went from there's a $19.99 wig at Wigs a Lot to real hair. So I think it looks great. Also, her face, everyone is saying, oh my God, they ruined the face. They did this, they did that. Elizabeth Olsen has, so there's two different figures, the main ones, right? You've got, well, three, right? Because they had the WandaVision, they had Mama Wanda, which everyone is talking about from Madness, and they've got this one. This one is not meant to be after Mama Wanda. This is meant to be way before WandaVision. So she does look younger. We have to remember she's supposed to look younger. And I think this captures original Wanda perfectly, like perfectly gorgeous. I do get it. People are like, well, her face is a little stoic. That's what Hot Toys does, right? They just always do the stoic. But the fact that we have the moving eyeballs, which we did not have, and Will, you tried to coax me into getting WandaVision. We went to that store and we saw it. And
Carlos, because you said you wanted it. I was like, why not?
Optical. Yeah. He was like, just buy it. I said, no, I already ordered this other one. So I was like, I'm just going to wait. And like to this day, I regretted it because it was really cheap there. Anyway, I think it looks wonderful. People are saying, well, it's too curly. I agree. I think whoever was styling this, based on the curls, I could tell they were using a heat wand. So the way a heat wand works, it's a heated, a picture like a Q-tip, right? But without the fluffy little tip on the end. It's heated, it's metal, and they wrap the hair around it, and they 1, 2, 3, and then they blast it with cold air immediately after, and it locks in the curl. The idea behind it, I'm sure, is this is going to fade, right? It's going to go from a super tight curl to a loose curl. And the fact that you have to move the head, the fact that you need to move the eyes, the fact that you want to not even style the hair, but just style the figure, you're going to mess with it enough to where that curl is going to loosen. So they played it safe, right? Let's make the curl tighter. That way, if it loosens, it becomes more natural. Then if they made it really loose and made it perfect, but the moment you start playing with it, it becomes frizzy, wavy hair. So I respect that they did that. And in fact, if you don't like it, all you have to do is take your fingers, run it through the hair and loosen it up, and the curl will break and you're fine, right? So anyway, I'm not here to talk to a bunch of dudes about how to style hair, but I think this thing is awesome. I think both of them are awesome. The artisan version, even the sculpted version, part of me, again, if you remember, I didn't know which one to buy because this one looked like a wig. I was this close to buying the sculpted version. They're both amazing. And I think it came out great. Everyone's like, oh, there's a little drop. I actually don't think that. I think it looks perfect. I don't think there was a drop at all. So I'm super excited to get this. Cannot wait. That's my take.
I'm with you though, Natalie. I love how this turned out. I'm super excited. And again, to each their own. Art is subjective, but I look at this and say I think it's better than the prototype. I mean, honestly, I think the hair is better. I think the head sculpt looks a little bit closer to Elizabeth Olsen, actually. I think it's really good. So again, if you guys want to cancel it and you're done with Artisan, I totally get it and respect that. I think that's a mistake. I've told Kiko that too, over the phone, live, whatever. I'm like, I think you're making a mistake. But personally, to each their own. Some of the Artisan figures all the Artisan figures I have are the best, and some of the best figures in my entire collection. Like, they are incredible. And it comes down to whether you like rooted hair. If you don't like rooted hair, I get it. We want these figures to be more premium. Hot Toys is basically just saying you get rooted hair, everything else is the same. That's what they've done. They're not making it real leather for the most part. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. At the same time, this still looks great. Dean, is the Artisan line worth the hype? So, and if you want to count again Imposter Joker, I saw the one comment out there, but I'm not really counting him because no one really gives a fuck about him. Like, I mean, Imposter Joker, it's like, does anyone it's not really something that's really discussed much because most people don't care. Whereas Darkseid Anakin and regular Anakin, people really do care. So that's why generally not included. But anyway, Dean, what do you think? Has the Artisan line been delivering so far with this Wanda and all the others?
Well, the last one we saw, solicited was the Obi one with the mullet,
Yep.
and then there was pictures of it at Figure Base or Secret Base,
Mm-hmm.
and it had all that glue shit in the hair at Secret Base, which is not a strong vote of confidence. Like, goddamn, even your prototypes are fucking getting all crusty. Like, what the fuck is going on? I feel like since this hair is long, it's gonna hide a lot of that stuff, which I don't know if is a good thing because it's like it's still there. Potentially, I don't know if it is. Just saying that. But yeah, I'm still not. I haven't ordered a single Artisan. They haven't really impressed me with a lot of stuff. Like, again, it's all shit we've already gotten before, and it's just like,
Sure.
Iron Spiders and Black Widows, and it's like, okay. I mean, it's cool. It's just like I don't like them enough to replace the shit I already bought.
Sure. That's fair.
But this Scarlet Witch, I think does look better than the Proto. Natalie made a good point. Like, you just really have to futz the hair to get it to where you want it to look, and I think it's going to be fine. I don't know why the blogger photos didn't futz the hair at all. It was like just taken out of the box and photographed, and I was like, come on, guy. I don't know. Maybe they have like rules I have to follow, but the base looks cool. The figure looks great. The outfit, the tailoring, the body. I know a lot of people were complaining about the pants and like her crotchal region, but
Were they?
Yeah, they were saying, someone said it looked like she had a package, and then
Really?
there was some complaints.
I heard some people say the pants or the fabric, the pleather is kind of like thin, so you don't want to stretch it too much. Someone who has a figure in hand, actually in Hong Kong, messaged me and showed me video stuff, and he said you'd want to be careful posing this because you don't want to keep it bent for too long because the fabric could tear, or the pleather.
But yeah, I think the
wow,
the sculpt, her face is incredible. Like, that looks, I think this is the most convincing Scarlet Witch we've gotten.
For sure.
She's so beautiful.
And maybe the hair can be straightened, like Natalie said. Maybe you can just kind of...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, comb it out or something. But again, just be super careful because you don't pull that hair out. But
yeah, I wouldn't recommend combing it. But like someone said, well, my fingers are the size of her head. Like, I can't solve your man hands problem. I get it. That's a tough one. But like, just break the curl a little bit. Just pull it apart.
Yeah, maybe get some toothpicks and
get a toothpick, right? Put a toothpick. Not a toothpick, probably. I don't know. Something like a toothpick. Yeah.
Like, something
creative.
Soft.
Something an unused toothpick.
Unused. Yeah, you don't want to use.
But the
used
used one adds so much more flavor. To the
Cool
hair.
Ranch.
Yeah, but the Artisans already have so much plaque in their hair that you can't.
That's true. Yeah, eat some Cool Ranch. Use a floss. By the way, it's all about floss picks. Like, what the fuck is this floss string shit? You need a pick, dude. That's so much easier to use. Floss your teeth, guys. It's important.
Yeah. So I like this. I don't hate it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Look at that, Dean. Look at that line. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'm excited.
Can't wait. I'm so excited. I literally was just talking about this. I said they're never going to release this figure. I have had Artisan figures on pre-order longer than I've known you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our very first video, we were talking about this right before we started. The very first video that I ever joined in on your stream, the thumbnail was of Artisan Anakin. So it was already out.
We were friends before Artisan came around.
Nope. Go look.
We're gonna have to consult the records because I have
evidence.
Okay. I believe you.
So we were just talking. I'm going to let everyone know. So we were just talking before the stream started, and I said my phone is being stupid. So I went to like click the link to like join and dial in, and it jumped me back like a year. So it was like May 20 something of 24. I was like, these can't be the topics. So I started scrolling, and of course, you go down nostalgia lane. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been on this show for multiple years. So I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. The first time I was ever on the show was August of 2023, and you sent me a thumbnail image. You're like, here's the thumbnail. And it was me and Gina, another female
Shout out to
collector.
Gina.
And the thumbnail was literally Artisan Anakin. There's no way you would have had that thumbnail if it wasn't already announced.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. I thought we had known each other longer than that. It feels like we've known each other forever now.
I know. It's like you're my brother, man.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So it's been a fun journey. So, and Natalie is, going to start a YouTube channel any day now. So we're going to see when that.
Oh, it's already started. Oh, I didn't invite you. That's what happened.
Okay. I see how it is. Okay. But you are going to invite me over to your house, and Ty's going to cook us all dinner, because that sounds fantastic.
Sure.
So October it's happening. So it's going to be a fun trip. So hopefully we can just get Comic-Con Mr. Daddy Concepts on board. So
Daddy Concepts. Oh my God.
Illusion Entity. Thanks so much. Artisan relies on IPs and hype/FOMO. The sculpts are strong, but as a supposed answer to InArt, it flops, nowhere near comparable to in overall quality. This is an interesting point. It's valid. I would say InArt figures probably are better in terms of their overall quality and compared to the Artisan. But I feel like it's like if InArt's like an A, Hot Toys is like Artisan's like a B or B plus. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like I feel like the Artisan are pretty close, but InArt are better.
Yeah, can you pull that comment back up for a second?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever agreed with anything more than this comment right here. I really do.
That's fair.
The fact that he just said this, InArt has I don't want to say the worst licenses. They're not bad. They're great licenses, but they're not the Marvel or the Star Wars.
Not Marvel.
So everything that they're putting out is really relying on fandom. And so they know they have to deliver the best quality possible. But people love Star Wars and people love Marvel. And that was, if I had my own little clapping machine, I would
get a round of applause.
I don't think I could agree with anything more than that. Like, who's buying Infinity War Spider-Man anymore? Nobody. But you put some hair on that thing, and wow, look at it's sold out in like 13 seconds. So yeah that's actually a really fair point. And now I kind of feel like I've been bamboozled.
Yeah, it could be a thing. Eric Carter, thanks so much. I love my Sith Apprentice Anakin, but it hasn't convinced me that I need Artisan figures. I was just as impressed with my sculpted Joker. So it is a great figure, but I will say sculpted Joker, which is in my giveaway video, so get excited for that one. That might be the best sculpted hair the Hot Toys has ever done. Like that is incredible sculpted hair, the Heath Ledger Joker figure. So that could be why. I mean, you
said the Joker one.
The Heath Ledger Joker sculpted hair is amazing. Yeah, like it almost looks rooted. Like it's really good. The strands of hair are separated. Like it's really, really well done. It's really, really well done. So, all right, guys, let's go on and move to our next topic here. We got to talk. There's something else though I want to get to as well, but let's address this one real quick. Actually, so the HBO The Last of Us license, Hot Toys has announced that they are going to be making The Last of Us figures from HBO's The Last of Us, not the video game series. Unfortunately for me, I have shared my opinion with everyone who has asked me about it. I stopped watching the show after episode 5 of season 2. I liked season 1. I thought it was a really good season of television. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good adaptation, not as good as the game, but still a very good season of television. And, I think a lot of that comes down, honestly, to Pedro. I've said I'm not the biggest fan. I'm fine with season 1 Bella Ramsey. I'm not fine with season 2 Bella Ramsey. I don't feel like Bella Ramsey really embodies what Ellie is supposed to be. And I think the writing let Bella down in season 2. Not the right performer for the part, and also not the right writing for what the character is supposed to be on a vengeance-driven mission, which is not really what happened. So, nonetheless, we're getting Last of Us collectibles from HBO, from Hot Toys, and Sideshow is probably going to make premium format statues. That's what I've been hearing. So, Natalie, is this the right move to make the Last of Us figures from the HBO for Hot Toys, or should they start going after game licenses, or is it really all about this live action stuff? What are your thoughts? Oh, you're muted, Natalie. You're muted.
Thank you.
You pulled a Dean. That's what Dean does.
I've not watched season 2. Season 1 was really good. I'm curious because it says The Last of Us, not The Last of Us 2. So is The Last of Us considered season 1 or
I guess they could do both. They'd probably cover both. Okay. I hope it's season 1 because they want to make Pedro, I'm sure. So,
I mean, this show is an adaptation of one of the most popular video games in our current pop culture, I guess, genre. Yeah. And so I think they're doing what we've always asked them to do, which is to tap into that. But I feel like they're doing it through the back door, which is taking a show instead of taking the game. So I appreciate that they're at least exploring it, but they're doing it in the safe way of someone like Pedro, where they've already created a head sculpt for him, or they're like, they're not going to make Ellie. I don't think they're going to do both. I don't think they're going to make a Pedro and an Ellie. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't see this being a big, money maker for them. But at the same time, and again, I haven't even seen the second season, but from what I'm reading, like, no one really likes it. And so I think maybe they're just announcing it. I don't know what they decide to do with it. I didn't even play the game. So if I had to just say, throw my chips on the table, I don't think it's a great move. I don't think the show is being received the same way as the game. And I think if they had to pick one or the other, it would have been better for them to just go with the game license. But it seems like they chose the HBO route, and that's silly. They don't know their audience. They don't know their fandom. They don't know their customers. And if they did, they would know that people want the game version. It's what they fell in love with. People want to see the characters that they play. They want to see God of War. They want to see The Last of Us, but they want to see it in the thing that they loved. This is an adaptation of what people love. Why not just make what the people love? I don't think it's a great move. I think they're taking a safe bet, and they're going to realize very quickly it's not going to be a safe bet because this isn't doing very well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Dean. What are your thoughts on this one? Should we be making game figures, or is the show the right call?
You're asking the wrong guy. I would almost argue, Natalie, that the second season is being reacted to the exact same way as the second game. It pissed people off.
It's not that different. Yeah.
It pissed me off to the point where I just don't fuck with I don't buy their games anymore. I don't watch their fucking TV shows. Fuck these people. Yeah, I couldn't care less about The Last of Us. Whether they do movie figures or game figures, I don't care. I'm assuming obviously it says HBO, so it's the movie or the show figures. Season 1, like you said, they gotta do Pedro. I mean, he was the show. Bella Ramsey can't carry the show. Which, like you said, like, she's a great actress, but she's just not Ellie, or the writing isn't, which is crazy because you have the fucking story right there. But the second you got rid of Pedro, I mean, that was the show, right? Like, the juxtaposition of Joel's character, where he's older, he remembers the way the world was before. He's been through some shit. He's got demons. And then you have this bright-eyed child who doesn't really, understand the way the world works, and their chemistry carries the narrative forward. But the second you get rid of Joel in the show, it's just Ellie hanging around with Dina, and they're like the same fucking character. So they're not fun to watch together.
No.
It's just, it doesn't work.
There's no conflict or like any relationship building, really. Like, it's just, they're just on a girls trip. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like a vengeance revenge mission. It's just like, oh, we're just like, going through Seattle. Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah, so it's just not good.
Yeah, and I haven't even seen it, but is it like they're just spending too many episodes on them too? Like, when does Joel come back?
No, Joel. Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be too many
Spoiled?
spoilers, but so yeah, but I would say overall, I think it does make logical sense to make the show, but I do think the game is an untapped market that could really do well. Like Prime One, its statues and figures are different. I understand that, but Prime One seems to love making video game characters, specifically PlayStation characters, and they're doing very well with it. So I'm not sure why Hot Toys is so opposed to it, but they don't want to make Kratos, they don't want to make Joel and Ellie, Arthur Morgan, Jin Sakai, any of those characters. They just don't.
I was just about to say that. If I went to Will's house tomorrow and said, which of these things are your favorite thing in his whole collection? The one piece that you have that literally to this day makes me green with envy is your Jin Sakai statue in the top left corner right there. When we were out to dinner with Josh and his fiance, well, I don't want to say fiance, his girlfriend at the time. Yeah, we were all talking about it. And you were like, yeah, no, you've got to get it. You've got to get it. I looked at it and I was like, well, I don't know. And then now every single Friday, you rub it in my face how amazing that thing looks.
It's a stunning. I think Josh still has it. I think he's
stunning. It's stunning.
I told Ty.
Where am I going to put that? Where am I? Pick a cubby.
You find a way. Find a way. Get rid of your Captain America. You can do it.
No, I've got that right there, and I've got an Iron Man, a whole diorama situation going on right here. I don't got no space.
Yeah,
they need to make a figure of it.
They do.
That's what I'm missing in my life.
Look, and I will say, and I'm not trying to be too hard on Bella, but I completely agree. This is the worst casting I've seen in a long time. Like this is like it's just. And again, I agree with Dean. Good actress, really good actress, but not good for Ellie. It's not right for the character. It's just like, again, as someone who's the Last of Us tattoo on this arm, actually, someone who's Last of Us tattoo and loves the games. Dean knows how much I love them. Like I'm trying to separate the two, but even if you separate the two, like it doesn't fit what the story is supposed to be. Like you needed to recast Bella 100% for season 2. You need Kayla Spaney or fucking Caitlin Deaver could have been good Ellie, honestly. Like you could have made Abby's, like the girl who played Abby.
Yeah, the girl who got Abby.
It should have been Ellie, honestly. Like and it's just confusing that Neil Druckmann was involved in this and those were the casting decisions they chose to make. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like Bella is not right for Ellie. It's very clear. And not saying she's not a good actress, but same time still. Let's move on, guys. Let's talk about this really exciting figure. I've been sending Natalie this all day. So we have an amazing third-party figure. It's a Captain Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean. And this thing is insane. Like, what the actual fuck? So I talked to Kit about this, Natalie and Dean. This is a rooted hair, rooted beard head sculpt for the deluxe version. With Kit, it's $337 shipped out the door. And this guy is absolutely incredible. Kit told me it's Damn Toys and VTS. It's them under another license because it's unlicensed. But those are the companies that you're dealing with. And Damn Toys, people have said really good things about. The Damn Toys Godfather, Justin told me, is like incredible. And some other Damn Toys.
Really good stuff.
Damn Toys makes good shit, Dean. And like this figure, what I was feeling this too, what the hesitancy is, this is an InArt level prototype. Like this is a insanely good prototype. And people are rightly skeptical, Dean. People are rightly skeptical of this because this looks way too fucking good. Like where you think, am I going to get bamboozled here? Because this Captain Barbosa is absolutely insane. I mean, look at this shot right here. Look at that shit. That is like an InArt figure.
Especially with the beard. They have, InArt hasn't done other than Gandalf, but like their Thorin wasn't a rooted beard, right?
Nope.
That was sculpted.
And the standard version is without the rooted beard. This is deluxe or bust. The standard one does not look as good with the sculpted beard. Like it just doesn't. With his facial hair, it looks so much better rooted. This is incredible. And I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to roll the dice and say, I already pre-ordered this and say, you know what? I don't know. I haven't bought any Damn Toys figures, but this is going to, if this comes out anything like this is going to look so good next to Jack. So good. It has some real leather components, although the jacket is not described as real leather, so it's probably pleather to be honest. But you got some other leather components. Natalie, are you trusting this thing? Because it's almost like it looks too good to be true. But what are your thoughts?
Okay, I got a couple thoughts. The first thought that comes to mind is what I was just saying. The VTS Toys Jin Sakai is the one that is the one that got away. That is the lady in red, the one that walked down the road, the one that got away. And everyone told me, don't do it, Natalie. Just wait. Someone is going to come out with a new one. Don't you worry about it. Don't go spending $300 on that figure. Now that thing is $800. And I partially blame you, Will, because you were one of those people who told me not to do it.
Just get the statue. You'll be
Just
fine.
get the statue. Yeah, I could get the statue now for cheaper than the figure.
Right.
So when I look at that figure, it looks exactly like the prototype did that they said they were going to release, and it looks the same. Granted, it was sculpted, so who knows what their rooted looks like. But I feel like based on their track record, they don't release a sculpt that doesn't look very close to the prototype that they've released. So at minimum, you might end up with a really great sculpt and some weird hair. Now, you, Will, being a master hair connoisseur with your InArt figures, you kind of know how to spritz it, add a little gel, maybe style it a bit. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, even if you got a futz with it, I think you're going to end up with a really good gem. You will have to futz with it. I'm sure they're not going to wrap it in some beautiful InArt packaging where there's like a little shell over it. It's probably going to arrive in the same little styrofoam stuff that they normally put it in. That monkey is weird. I'm not going to lie. Monkey ain't great, but who cares, right? The monkey is an accessory. The sculpt is what we're talking about. The hat looks amazing. That hat looks amazing. So I think we're going to end up with the same thing like VTS. The body's probably going to be a little soft. Maybe the joints won't be so stiff, but nobody's touching it. And if it's on the shelf next to your Jack Sparrow, I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Maybe I get totally, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I think they're going to come out with a very close to sculpt, but I'm curious to see how they do that hair. It's going to be the hair. The hair is going to make or break, and nobody's done a beard.
And the beard hair. Yeah.
Yeah. The beard hairs. That thing's going to look so wild. It's going to be crazy. Just expect you're going to have to wet it, get some got to be glued type of product. It's going to be wild, but I feel like the head sculpt will probably come out pretty close to this.
Like, look how good that looks. Though.
It does. It looks good.
It looks insane. It's $337 shipped, so it's if it were licensed, it'd be $450 or more. But it looks.
But that $337 is wild. No, think back 2 years ago, no one would even imagine paying more than $250 for a third party. Like,
no,
we
absolutely.
laugh at it.
Yeah.
Now here we are talking about $337 for a third party. Will, I don't know, man. Good luck to you. I'm not getting this because I'm a skeptic.
I'm doing it. Yeah,
I'll watch, and maybe it'll be a Jinsakai round 2 for me. Maybe I'll be kicking myself one day.
And Hot Toys could come around and say we're going to make one. I mean, they could. I mean, they made Jack Sparrow. They don't. I mean, I want Davy Jones, so I'm hoping this company makes Davy Jones too, or Hot Toys does. But again,
spoiler alert: will they absolutely will?
You think Hot Toys is going to remake Davy Jones?
This figure right here, the Caribbean. What is his name? The Caribbean.
He's
King?
Like Pirate King or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. When I went to Hong Kong, I saw their little like display. They had all their stuff. There's no way they don't make this again. They just came out with the Jack Sparrow. I don't know. I'm banking on it. Especially now that this is out. Oh my gosh. You know how they are. They're going to come out like, just like they did with Loki and the Loki show.
Oh yeah, the classic Loki. Hot Toys is going to see this and see everyone raving about it. And they're going to be like, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, you like it? Okay.
Yeah, you like it? Well, here's one that you actually like.
Here's a better one.
Yeah, exactly. So Dean, what do you think? Do we trust this at all?
He's the Pirate King of the Inner Sea. That's the name of the figure.
Oh my God, Dean! I need someone snip that and send it to me. That's my new ringtone.
It's a pretty good ringtone.
Every time I plug my phone in to charge it, he's the Pirate King of the 7 Seas. I love
Hershey blows. Yeah, so I love VTS toys. They've had some issues, but man, they've released some heat. This is I keep this on my desk. This is Kenshin from the movies.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys. The battle damage. He's all fucked up. He's got cuts and blood. And,
is that 1/6?
Yeah, it was a 1/6 figure. It's
Wow.
amazing.
First of all, the tailoring, that outfit is
Didn't
awesome.
Yeah, seamless forearms.
I thought someone else made him too, Dean? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, somebody else made them. It wasn't very good.
Okay. Yeah, I remember a third party company or someone.
Their Starship Troopers line is really good. The Jin Sakai, people fucking love that figure. BTS, like I said, they come out with some heat. And they're not too expensive. The bases are usually very elaborate. They're really great figures, honestly. The Final Fantasy ones are almost worth it just for the base alone.
Yeah.
They're crazy good. They're just like out of scale and the sculpts aren't as strong, but like the outfits are really nice. The accessories are great. So to hear VTS teaming up with Damn Toys, bro, this I would almost say is a pretty safe bet. I don't know about like an InArt quality bet, but like if you love that character or you have a really cool display with your Jack Sparrow, yeah, the Bloodborne figure, I have that one too, is really good from VTS. Like I said, both companies, if that's true, I'm assuming it is. I don't know why Kit would lie or have wrong information. I think I would be pretty confident in picking this up if Pirates is your jam. Have they done him before? They did. They had to have.
Yeah, not Hot Toys, but another third party company did. Yeah.
Really? Hot Toys didn't do it? Because I know they did. What was that the lady's name? Penelope Cruz?
Oh, yeah, Penelope Cruz's character. Yeah.
They did her, but not Barbosa? That's
I don't think
crazy.
they ever did Orlando Bloom either. Like, I don't think they ever.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think they ever did him.
That's
either.
crazy. Because Barbosa is such a great character.
He's so cool.
I mean, he's in every movie, right?
Yeah, and he's going to go great with Jack. Like, he's going to go really well next to Jack.
Yeah, Barbosa's so cool. Yeah. I don't want to say trust it, but I would say have like a decent confidence in it.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I have a decent confidence in it, enough to pre-order it. So, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's worth the risk. And again, you don't want to ever get in the business of losing NRDs, but I think if you really want a Barbosa, it could be worth the risk. Illusion Entity, thanks so much. Hawk Tua, put some hair on that thing. Yeah, that's pretty much hair. That's pretty much how Hot Toys is doing it right now. So with these artisan figures, but yeah, dude, most clever comment of the day for sure. Let's see, what else did we get? We got another super chat from Mikey. Thanks so much. Cancel my Jack because I will never have a Barbosa to go with. See, and this is Mikey, why you don't do that, because someone's eventually going to fill that void for you.
That's what she said.
Oh fuck, fill my void.
Is that what she's saying to you guys? Wow. Okay, I haven't heard that one before, but that sounds great actually. So
you gotta get out more. If you're not filling the void, then you're not doing it right.
You're not doing your job right. It's true.
Should call her.
Yeah, you should call her, Dean. Call her, plug her in. Yeah, plug her in and see what happens. Guys, so we have a couple different topics here, but I think we have time probably for one more. There's one I want to address recently because I don't know if you guys know too much about what's happened here, but I've gotten so many messages about this that I think people want us to cover this one.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see about this, Dean? So
Yeah,
this is essentially like, so what's happening really is there's a whole Facebook group, and I'm sure there are several others out there, about One Man's Hobby, which is run by William Wang. He's completely gone MIA, apparently, from what I'm told. And there's a lot of people who placed pre-orders with him for a lot of money, and now they can't get in contact with him. This is not the first time he's done something similar to this. He's disappeared before and then come back. But this time, apparently, there's something going on with mental health, which we want to be very sympathetic and understanding towards. But there's a lot of angry people out there who are very upset about their money being lost. And I get it. That's a lot of money to be down the drain if you put a lot of POs with him. This is not meant to pile on in any way, but you probably heard me before address and reference some comments in relation to One Man's Hobby. I gave him my word actually way back that I wouldn't bring this up on a live stream, but considering this is what's happening now, I feel kind of compelled to share this story. I had a bad experience with him. So I do not do, this is before any of this happened. And I did not do business with him after this. I ordered a Deadpool figure. I had a very bad experience. I felt like I wasn't getting any communication. I didn't feel good about it. I asked for my money back. He wouldn't give it back to me. I had to fight with him about it. And I said, okay, I'll take a 10% NRD and give me my money back. We eventually came to terms and agreed to that. We went our separate ways. No one was thrilled about it. But I was like, I don't want to do business with you. I'm not having a good experience here. Give me my money back. And I like I had always heard so many good things about him, saying everyone loved him. And I think a lot of people did have good experiences. I'm not trying to invalidate that, but I had a terrible one and I was confused about that, about why people were recommending him so much. But I tried to stay out of it because I said, okay, I agreed that this is what we're going to do. I just say what I had to get my money back, honestly, because he was not going to give it back to me. So now there's this whole thing where apparently he's run off with everyone's money. I don't know exactly what's going on, but the question that I really have for you, Natalie and Dean, is like, should collectors be concerned about buying from resellers? Because, we always have the Toys Wonderland stuff. There's some sketchy reports here and there about Pop Collectibles and other resellers, right? Kid has been incredibly reliable, so I'm not referencing him at all, but I'm talking about some of the others. Toys Buying Agent, also very reliable, very consistent, but there's always a little bit of risk with these resellers. So Natalie, what do you think? Should collectors be wary of this type of purchasing? What do you think?
Yeah, this is I don't really go on Facebook and social, and this is the only time I do is when I am actively like either selling something or looking to buy something. So this is for me, at least, as someone who doesn't go on here often, this is very interesting, right? Because I might see someone who is got tons of sales, actively online. If I'm not familiar with all this, I'm thinking, oh, tried and true, like trusted seller. And this is where the whole like these Hong Kong resellers, they don't go by the same and I don't want to bundle them all together, right? Because there's many of them that are legit. Like I've ordered all of the Harry Potter figures that I've ordered, except for the Rooted Harry, which I got from a trusted friend who may or may not be on this stream.
Dean.
Outside of that, Dean, obviously. Outside of that, like I've gotten them all from 1/6 kit. And, I haven't had a problem, right? I mean, they take a freaking long time. I'm still waiting on a bunch of them, but because I ordered one of everyone, right? I ordered one rooted, one sculpted of Ron, Harry. So yeah, and anyway, I digress. But I've not had a problem with 1/6 kit. That doesn't mean that one day something doesn't happen. And then like, what do? There is no Better Business Bureau protection or US government protection for you as a consumer when it comes to overseas purchases. And yeah, I mean, you have to be careful. You have to know what you're getting yourself into. And I don't know much about this, so I can't really say. I personally don't like to buy from third party or overseas.
Natalie, I think your mic came unplugged. It sounds like you're talking through your computer now. I think you hit the table really hard and you broke your mic.
Oh no.
It's okay. Maybe we'll come back to you. We'll head to Dean on this.
I mean, is it? Oh, look at that. Yeah, it did switch. Why?
It switched? Did you unplug it?
No, I didn't touch anything.
I think you were just banging too hard on your table.
You know what it is? My mic doesn't agree with me, and it's like, lady, shut the fuck up.
Your mic is like, no, we're gonna silence you right now. This is over.
We believe in overseas. My mic is repetitive.
There you go.
Yeah.
Better?
That's better, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, problem solved. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So I don't even know where I was going. I was just saying, like, I think when it comes to overseas purchases, everybody has to be very careful. You have to know exactly what you're getting yourself into, and there's a risk. There's a risk involved with anything that you buy, especially at this caliber, things that are this expensive. And the moment you click purchase, you have like 30, 60, maybe 90 days to like dispute a charge. And most of these products don't get released for over a year. It's a tricky game that we're in. And sometimes it's just worth it to spend the extra $40 or whatever it is to buy locally. Unfortunately, with InArt and those types of things, you don't have that option. So yeah. I don't know.
Sure. And again, I think you always run the risk because the only really recourse you have is that 6-month PayPal window. But after that, you're fucked. So that's it, right? So like you said, Natalie, not really much to work with there. But Dean, what do you think as we're wrapping up here? What do you think? Because this Facebook group, I only joined because people sent it to me and said, to get this information, this is where you need to go. So I have, again, no outstanding orders with him. I just had the one, got a refund besides 10%, which I was fine with just to be done with the whole thing. But Dean, what do you think about what's going on here?
Yeah, man, listen to your fellow collectors. people were started the whispers, and I actually don't want to call them whispers. I mean, as long as I was in the game, there was problems with Toys Wonderland.
Yeah.
And people kept saying it, and people kept saying it, and people kept saying it. And eventually it got so bad that, we are where we are today. And, for the most part, as far as I understand, this dude was pretty reputable.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it switched. And it had gotten bad. And then he resurfaced for like a couple weeks and was like, oh, I'm going to start shipping stuff out. There was a problem. I was at some other factory, yada, yada, yada. And then just went radio silent again. So yeah, you gotta really stay vigilant and be paying attention to where you're ordering from. Because like Natalie said, once you put in that order, PayPal used to be really generous with the amount of time they gave you, but now it's, I don't even know if it's 90 days. I think
Is it okay? It used to be what, 6 months, right?
It's still
yeah,
6 months.
Is it 6 months? Okay.
Is it? I thought they changed their policy.
But you're right though. For
Oh,
pre-orders take way longer than that, right? So I mean, you're not. Yeah, it's not even gonna matter.
Yeah, and if you don't pre-order it, in the time window, because Kit's really nice. He gives you a few months to get your orders in.
Right.
But there's some places where you only have, until it sells out.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. So, fun fact for everyone, I actually don't even like to use PayPal anymore because it is only 6 months. If you use, I have an American Express, or if you have Discover, whatever card you use, read your fine print. Most people don't even realize your credit card actually has a 1 year. So like my Amex, if I buy anything,
nice.
It's actually 1 year guarantee. And everyone thinks PayPal, you do PayPal. Use your credit card, and you typically have at least a 1 year guarantee. And if somebody defrauds you, if it's a fraudulent, and they can prove based on Better Business Bureau, based on all sorts of things, it's actually 3 years. If they can prove that it's a fraudulent activity, then they personally up to $10,000 will reimburse you because you were defrauded. So your credit card is actually way better than using PayPal.
Wow. And I will say, by the way, we have no idea into what's actually going on with him specifically. Like, he very well may be having health issues or mental issues or whatever. So I'm not trying to mitigate what that could mean. I'm just saying what's going on. The situation needs to be covered because a lot of people are very upset because he's disappeared, right? Whether it's under his control or not, he's completely gone. And people are rightly concerned. So that's why I think, and again, like you guys both said, he was very reputable in the community until now. So that's how fragile sometimes these things can be. Like, you could just, like maybe, like, again, I trust Kit. He's been super consistent. Maybe Kit, something like that happens to Kit at some point, right? I mean, like that, like maybe he has a health issue or something happens, right? Like these are things that can happen. And it can
you never
be outside
know when
your
you're
control.
dealing with someone, especially when it's like I run a mom and pop business out of my backyard type of things. Like,
Right.
best prices, best customer service, best everything. If that person gets sick, God forbid, something worse happens, nobody knows a single transaction that they're working on.
Nope.
And everything you just bought is based on numbers that only he knew.
Yeah, it's true. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it there because we're right at 7:00. Dean, Natalie, thank you so much for joining us. Chat, thank you so much for joining us and weighing in on those amazing polls we ran. More people said they'd buy Arwen than I expected, though. It was like 60-40. So I was a little bit surprised with that one. But whether you'd actually do it, I don't know. We'll see. But I will say, Dean, collecting weekly, dude. I know y'all got some heat over there. What's coming up, dude?
Yeah. Tonight we have just another Friday nights. They're going to be talking The Last of Us. The show wrapped up last week, I think. So they're going to be discussing that. Yesterday was Small Talk, where they talked, 1/12 scale figures. A couple of new Dragon Ball figures came out for pre-order, which are insanely priced. Fuck those people.
Oh, wow.
But I did also just want to bring attention to, I don't know if you guys were aware, and we had him on our show as Classy Thomas.
Yes.
But in the chats, he was SpongeBob SquareBalls. He recently passed away. which is really, really fucking sad. He was he'd gotten really sick last year from COVID, and I guess maybe he had some complications from that. He had to go to like speech therapy because he literally lost his voice. But as far as we were talking with his family, and as far as they're concerned, it was just like unexpected. He was getting better. He was getting out of the house.
Wow.
But we did a tribute stream for him, and we all shared, our memories, and it was really nice. And I just wanted to shout him out because he was really special, part of the community. I mean, he was on all the streams,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really know if he knew how much people loved him, and I just wanted to shout him out because he was really special. I mean, see everybody in the chat. So we love Classy. Rest in peace. So if you want to watch our stream, I think a lot of people did their own stream for him. So yeah, he touched a lot of people.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad, Dean, that you spoke out about that. That's, really great. And again, I remember I used to see him in my chat pretty regularly back in the day, and that username used to always get a reaction out of us, the SpongeBob SquareBalls. That was definitely one of the more unique usernames. I remember that one.
Yeah, he joined us about 3 years ago, and
oh wow,
we put a playlist together for his family of all the shows that he was on. On all the shows he was on, like Ben's channel. And he talked about why he was called SpongeBob SquareBalls on one of our episodes, and that was it. He's like, I just want someone to see it and like laugh because it's so outrageous, and that's the kind of guy he was. So
that's awesome. Well, rest in peace to him, man. It's a sad time, but nonetheless, I'm glad that we have people here still to appreciate him regardless. So Natalie, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for being here. Is there anything you want to mention before we head out?
No, I mean, we're talking about SpongeBob SquareBalls. It's funny because I remember one of the first times I ever heard that name, and I don't even remember what he was talking about, but it was on Justin's collection. He was doing maybe an AMA, and it was hilarious listening to his accent saying SpongeBob SquareBalls.
Yeah, with Justin.
Yeah. Golly, even though you don't know somebody, that's what I love about this thing we do, this thing of ours. I'm doing a Sopranos reference, but every one of us is a super nerd at heart, and the fact that we all have this like one time a week or 2 times or 3 times a week to like all dial in at the same time and nerd out together. It's always a sad day when you kind of lose somebody that you hear, even though I don't know him, I hear his name. I laugh at obviously he's a funny guy if that's his name. And so I don't know. That's really sad to hear. I do wish his family all the best.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Thank you so much for providing your thoughts in the chat on the topics, and of course for Classy. We appreciate you for that. And thanks for Dean for bringing that up. And, again, we always want to pay our respects to the family and everyone in the community really who's made this such a pleasant and great place to be. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a great live stream. Have a good weekend. Be safe. I did just post a video about, some tips for collecting, about hot toys and saving your money, and, just general strategies that I think will help you be more successful in your hot toys collecting. So check that out. There may be another video for mine on my channel go live about this giveaway I'm doing. I'll announce it in the video, maybe Sunday, but yeah, there's going to be 3 figures given away. It's going to be a classic suit Spider-Man, a John Wick, and then a Joker. So
yeah, we're also, if I may.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
We're also doing 3 giveaways. One sponsored by Natalie G. We're 700 subscribers away from that as a Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 50.
Nice.
I just blanked on her name. Bo-Katan Hot Toys, and Maximum series Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So once we hit 75K, we'll be doing that giveaway.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us again. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Thank you to Dean and Natalie and Dean and Natalie. Bye, Neen and Natalie. Guys, we'll catch you next time. I am going to fix this outro, by the way. I've just been so busy, but I'm going to fix it. I promise.
Yeah, it has to say Neen.
I'm going to fix it for Neen and Natalie. Thank you for watching another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Kiko Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.